If you want to find the easiest way to make money online, come to Invest Fest and check out the Ticket Plug. Come join our ticket resale community. Don't sleep on us in the vendor marketplace. We are one of the headliners, but we have a life-changing opportunity for those coming to learn new ways to invest and build a business. It's time to learn how to sell tickets online and never in the streets. It's the Ticket Plug at booth number 421 at the vendor marketplace.
Click the link at the top line of the description for more. Start with the first story because we covered the story. We interviewed Grandmaster Flash, Hassan Campbell, and Ron Savage about the whole Afrika Bambaataa situation. Now, as of recently, there was a picture that broke the internet of Ronald Savage getting back with Afrika Bambaataa. They were at some type of event together, and people were speculating. The day after that, I guess, a lot of hip hop, in particular, all hip-hop, reached out to do a sit-down interview with Ron Savage. And at that point in time, he actually walked back the claim about Afrika Bambaataa. Now, he's all saying, shaking his head over there. Now, if you go back to Ron Savage's original story, because we've been following it, he said when he had his first encounter with Afrika Bambaataa that he was just 15 years old. Now, in this new article, in this new interview, he was pretty much came out and said that he's not a P word, right? And he said at the time that he was 15, but he never told Afrika Bambaataa that. He told Afrika Bambaataa he was 18. And he also went on to say that if he would have told Afrika Bambaataa that he was 18, that he feels like none of this would have ever happened. Let's just start there, Sam, man. What's your thoughts on that particular statement? Because remember, 2016, everybody was scared to come out against Bambaataa. It was all everybody had was rumors. Grandmaster Flash came on and said he saw Bambaataa touch another dude's butt, but it's always been rumors and speculation. When he came out, when Ron Savage came out, all hell broke loose in the hip hop industry, and now he's walking back that claim. What's your thoughts?
This is some bullshit. Now, this is why though. Let me be perfectly clear. No one wants Afrika Bambaataa to be that. Nobody wants to put that kind of reputation on him. That's serious, right? And when you have people making those type of allegations and then there being some steam behind that when other people start doing it, we got to get those type of people out of our community, out of our world ASAP, because no grown anybody should be taking advantage of children away. So we took that very seriously. And throughout the years, and we even interviewed Ron Savage ourselves, and it seems to me the only thing that he's been consistent with is the fact that he wants nothing from Afrika Bambaataa. But the story fucking switches every time you turn around. And now 8 years later, now he's no longer what you accused him of being years ago. That's crazy, because this man's name has been smutted on for over a decade. You've had more than one person. You're not the only person to come out and say this. So it's either on one side a bunch of weirdos who were into weird behaviors back then and were afraid to talk about it are now coming clean now about their weird behaviors because it's more accepted, or you're covering up for something. Either way is very dangerous, both ways. And I think it's some bullshit, bro, to be honest with you.
And then it's like, who do you believe? Because on one breath, you got Hassan Campbell coming out and saying that Afrika Bambaataa had his way with him. He comes out, he gives graphic accounts. Now, the age kind of differs of what age he actually was when it started with Afrika Bambaataa, but people are going back for it. Hassan Campbell asserts that it was thousands. As a matter of fact, he said he had a book of phalluses in it, of different people that Afrika Bambaataa messed with. This is Hassan Campbell's own words, right?
That he has a book?
That he's seen a book.
Okay, he's seen a book.
He don't have a book. The Afrika Bambaataa has a book of men's junk that he messed with. He goes on and says thousands of kids in Bronx River, thousands, were taken advantage of by Afrika Bambaataa. These videos are out there. People that are going to hear this are going to know that we're telling the truth. Hassan can't even, deny this because he said it numerous times. So who are we to believe here, right? Is Ron Savage telling the truth? I kept going back. Yeah, I was 15. I was, 15 at the time, but I told him I was 18. Hassan Campbell says he's 12, 11, 13 years old. I don't know what age, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he says that he was going back, and he witnessed himself. he witnessed himself seeing other people get with Bambaata, or Bambaata doing stuff to other boys, as he calls it. So it's just like, who are we to believe? Now, the only thing I could say is consistent, like with Ron Savage, like same thing you said. He said he never wanted to pursue nothing against Bambaata. Maybe it's true. Maybe he didn't tell him his correct age. Maybe he did tell him he was 18. But even that, though, it's kind of young, bruh. That's like a 40-something-year-old messing with an 18-year-old girl. That's questionable.
It's legal, but it's kind of taboo. It's like, what you doing, bro?
Right.
Yeah.
But now you're doing it with a boy. Now, that's his preference. Apparently, the thing was, I wasn't there. People that we interviewed, it was widely known that Bambaata, did his thing with men. He liked men. That's his prerogative. Once you cross the line to get into young boys and people under the age, 15, 16, 12-year-olds, then it's a problem. Who do we believe? But then the other part about it is that Hassan Campbell himself never actively went after Bambaata when he could have. He could have took this man down, right? He could have took him down with this new law that they had. It was a window that was opened up for people that was victims of SA to actually, but he said he didn't want to take nothing from him.
It's weird.
Then he said he loved him. Same thing that Ron Savage said. He said, I loved him. Love him. He was like a father figure to me. I never been in a situation like this, so I can't call it where the love would be to somebody who penetrated you or
gave you
head or what. I don't see where the love would be in that. Maybe there's something out there clinically that you can call that. But me personally, man, I'm going to want nothing to do with that person. And if I had an opportunity to take him down, I would.
Unless
what?
you wanted to do it. Unless you willingly wanted to do it and you went over there with the understanding that I can imagine if I had a girl, because I can't even understand the other side. If I had a girl that I liked and she was 18, 19, she was 25, 30, and she's like, oh, damn, baby, you cute. How old are you? I'm 18. What's up? Okay, for 15, 16 or what? I know I could give off the impression that I'm whatever age she needs me to be because I want to go in there and get some pussy. So if your intent was to go in there and get your stuff sucked or go in there and get your foundation pushed in, you're going to tell dude whatever you want. And no one's checking IDs. We probably checking IDs in 2024, but they weren't checking IDs in the 80s and the 90s. So because Afrika Bambaataa was having Diddy parties before Diddy was having parties, now all of a sudden he's this because back then it was taboo to be a certain way, and now all of a sudden it is. I think that my personal opinion, because if this was going on and it was going on to the level that people speculated, the feds would have came. I mean, the feds came in and rushed Diddy's house over speculations.
That's a good point.
They kicked his fucking door in. There was so much stuff on Afrika Bambaataa to where if it was some smoke behind that fire, the feds could have walked in and found a book. You crazy? A book of little boys? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
The feds ain't come in, and now nobody wants to talk, and it's only these two really. Man, it seemed like some wild Diddy party type stuff going on, and now the truth is starting to rear its ugly head. Maybe Ron Savage did have an awakening and said, you know what, I'm tired of holding this. This is the truth. I'm tired of having this man. I love him. This is what we did willingly. You know what? Then cool. But in you doing that, now we question the entire thing, man. We question it all.
Yeah. And, Bambaata, you got to give him, he always denied it all. He said it was never true. He never touched nobody. And the fact that he was able to, they had the picture together, they was able to sit down and come to some type of agreement. I mean, that is what it is. But there's so much other stories out there of people, that said they knew this. Like you can go throughout the industry. We ain't got to name their name. Just go do your research.
Right.
A lot of big figures in hip hop that said, nah, he did this. I know he did this. So I'm interested to see how they're going to feel about this walking back. And technically, he still would be the P word because, he was 15 at the time. But now Ron Savage said he didn't really know. I don't know. And even, I just ain't no man. I'm 15 years old, bro. 13, 12. Ain't no man sucking me off, bro.
No.
I'm not going. If he ever try to do anything, like we fighting, we scrapping, we wrestling.
I got a box cutter, man. I'm slicing this man's throat.
I'm not just going to sit there like.
It's not happening, dog. It's not happening.
I remember one time, saw that it was acting on Hassan Campbell. He was like, You said, did he unbutton your pants? Like, how did this thing go?
Right.
Like,
Steps to this shit.
Did he force himself on you? Did you willingly take? Like, those are real questions, man. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, what's going on with this? Were you a willing participant in this? You ain't 5 or 6 years old. You 12. You between 12. We'll give you between 12 and 15.
Kids out here got Dracos at 12.
Got Dracos shooting up stuff. You're a menace in the street. What's going on with this situation? See, it's a lot that's not being told with this situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
A lot that's not being told. And this is just the real talk right here. And we can get a little bit realer, but YouTube does its thing. But this is just the real stuff right here.
That's it. And clear that man's name if he ain't do what y'all are claiming him to do. If you was a grown-ass nigga and you was over there getting your stuff pushed in, that's y'all business.
Yeah, right.
That's y'all nasty-ass business. That's not breaking the law. But if he was over there doing this to children and it was a operation where children were being taken advantage of, then y'all have a right and a duty as human beings to make sure this man goes down. But something tells me it wasn't exactly how they painted it out to be all these years, man.
Yeah.
Because why else wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's deep stuff, man.
For real. Did you see YSL Wood?